Well, hey, Cypress Fellowship. Hope everybody's doing good. Today, if you haven't noticed, this is not Jaime. I know they sometimes look similar, sometimes they sound similar, but this is not Jaime today.
Now, how's that we sound similar? I'm from Arkansas. And
But y'all both got some kind of accent.
Oh.
It's a little different, but it is an accent.
Okay.
But you guys, in case y'all didn't know, he's in the midst of preparing for his eye procedure. So that's going to take him about what, a week, 2 weeks, just for the prep.
At least, yeah. He's been very nervous about that.
Yeah. So he's a baby.
But
he really is a baby. You've had the cataract surgery before, right?
Yes.
So how did it go for you?
Well, I told him what he wanted to hear. Yeah. Really?
Because you're trying not to scare him more than what he's already scared?
No, I wouldn't do that. I told him it's a very simple procedure. They'll give him some Valium and it'll take him out.
And he won't feel anything?
He won't feel a thing, won't care about it.
But I tell you what, Jaime's going to come back and he's going to talk about how painful it was, how miserable he was. I know Jaime. I know my husband.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay. See, the problem is that we start to babyfy this, and when we babyfy people, then they don't get over it. Like, there comes a point when you just got to get over it. Like, stop.
I agree. Hey,
But if you keep saying it's okay, then you're feeding into that. You're helping him to just sit there and just, complain about it all day.
Well, brothers got to protect brothers.
Oh my goodness, protecting him and babying him is two different things. Let me tell y'all, okay, I have been dealing with some fighting, and poor Mr. Ken here is with us pretty much every day, and he gets to hear the wonderful banter, that's what we'll call it, the wonderful banter that goes on between my husband and myself about the fact that he doesn't want me driving. That is his biggest argument. I have to literally strap him in the car. They don't have adult car seats for me to put him in.
Well, you got to watch out about that, because I told him I drove the next morning after mine.
He's going to try to he's going to be dying.
Yeah.
He's going to be dying, but not so much that he's incapable of driving. I'm pretty sure.
The worst part is the mask. Well, it's not a mask, but the guard at night that he'll have to sleep in. That's real aggravating.
There's a guard?
Yeah.
Does it stop the snoring too?
No.
Oh.
No.
False hope.
You'd have to hold his nose.
I was hoping.
No, won't do it.
What is it? Where does it go?
Over his eyeball. I mean, it's a shield.
Oh, okay. So like a pirate looking thing.
Yeah, but not near as pretty, What I mean.
So we had to start with eye drops today. So he's had eye drops in his eyes and, all of that stuff. So he had the COVID test because they require him to do it before the
and he loves having that.
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, he is probably, he can tell a story and give you the longest, most exaggerating format you have ever heard in your life. I mean, it was a simple procedure. We walked in there, we took care of business. One nurse was there, stuck the needle up his nose, took care of it, and that was it. But according to Jaime, he had one lady standing behind him, holding him down, while the other lady, it was just this major ordeal. Have you had the COVID test?
No, but I've had, I guess the first time I had a similar procedure was I had a sinus infection, and they were going to pack my sinuses, and this doctor shoved a bale of hay up my nose.
Oh, what?
A bale of hay. Yeah, it was horrible, because when they stick it in, it goes all the way back and scratches the back.
That's where he got that from. That's exactly what he was saying. He said that the Q-tip went so far back in the back that it was right there pointing in the back of his neck. Well, that's where he got that portion from. I was wondering where that came from.
You got to remember, there is a difference between minor and major surgery.
And this is a minor one.
Minor is when they're working on you. Major is when they're working on us.
Oh my goodness, Lord.
So you'll have to fix him breakfast and serve him breakfast in bed.
No. That wasn't a part of the deal.
Well, now wait a minute.
No, we had vows, and that wasn't a part of the vows.
Yeah, it says to love, honor, and feed thy man in bed.
No, it does not. It does not. See, this is where the problem is. You geezers are feeding him wrong information every single day. That's the Cypress Fellowship. When he gets punched in the throat multiple times, y'all know who to come in and blame whenever that happens, okay? Because no, that wasn't a part of our vows. I was 100% certain on what the vows were saying.
I thought sure he would have written that in.
He did not. He did not. So what I do want to be able to let everybody know about is that we are planning to have a conversation in the future where we can talk about the generational gaps in the church, and some things that are, because there's a lot of things that are different between, you know, the age difference and stuff like that, and how we reach a community to bridge, and how do we bridge that gap, you know, because we have a broad range of people, right, at our church. We have a broad range of diversity, so I do like that about our church. We have, you know, people that are brown. We have people that are as white as you know, I mean, we can go on and on. There's a huge diversity. And I feel like all of these different things, when it comes down to our faith, when it comes down to evangelistic type of work, there has to be a different way that you approach each group, right?
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
not necessarily the color of the skin. I mean, I think that would probably, there is different cultural things, right? So I could reach out to a Hispanic community probably in a different way than I would in a community that's predominantly Caucasian, right?
Yes, you would, because there are, I mean, we do need to recognize the cultural differences because they exist. And to ignore them is not a good situation. So we do need to learn how to communicate.
I agree.
That's the thing. We
I
don't
agree.
communicate.
I agree.
So,
I think that's one of the biggest issues. I think right now the biggest issue that we have is that if people do not agree, there is a hatred that comes with that. There is almost like, if you don't agree with me, then you're just, you know, we can't be friends. We can't discuss this. You know, we can't, you know, and that's for everything across the board. It doesn't matter what it comes down to. I feel like there's not enough ability to be able to just have an open discussion without hate anywhere.
Yeah. But you know, Scripture says, come let us reason together.
That's right.
It didn't say come let us fight and pick on people, and you know, we're not to do that. We're to reason together to find an avenue where we can have some common ground.
Right, right. And we're not going to learn if we never ever open ourselves up to some form of communication, right? So right now I want us to be able to talk about the generational gaps mainly. And that's mainly because I feel like that's where our church is right now. We have a huge gap between, you know, these two groups, you know, of ages, right? We have our older crowd, wiser group.
So you're putting me in that group?
The wiser group, yes. And then we have our much younger group of students and things. And, you know, I feel like our younger students and even our young adults don't know how to be able to, we don't know how to bridge this, right? I mean, you have so much wisdom, as do several other of our wiser aged wonderful members. But I mean, there's so much that people can draw from. I mean, I know that I personally actually enjoy being able to draw from people that have been in certain places, that have done different things, that have, you know, but I am not afraid to actually expand on that with other people, right? So, but there are a certain group of people that have a hard time just talking, right? And so I don't know, I'm hoping that when we do this, that it will help us to be able to find a way to help bridge these gaps, because it's too much. You know, we need to have more discipleship, more of the ability to be able to mentor each other and to be able to, you know, just be there for each other in a different way, you know. And it would be great if a younger person would feel like, you know, I'm really confident in speaking to Ken about this, you know, A, B, and C, because I'm 20 years old. I've never been married. I'm getting married for the first time. I don't have any kids. What should I expect? What should I, and you've been there, done that, and so there are things that you would definitely have and know how to do that could be passed on to somebody who's younger. Now, there are things that a younger generation can't pass on to our older generation, which I believe that a lot of people seem to forget, right? Our younger generation, right now, we live in a world filled with technology. There's so much media. There's so much that can be innovated in a different way, right? And I feel like the older generation, and I'll include myself in that portion, needs to be open to learning how to be able to incorporate some of that stuff. And we have to be able to reach our younger generation to bring that in,
If not, we've closed our mind to change, and sometimes change is good.
I agree.
Especially when it comes to a changed mind.
I agree. So that's where we are right now. You guys keep Jaime in prayer over his eyes. Keep me in your prayers so that I don't lose my mind. Keep Ken in your prayers, because Ken will get to deal with Jaime on almost just as much as I do. Seriously. And if I can't, I'll call him and he'll take over. But that's it. You guys have a good day.